This is a May Luna Media production.
Welcome to the Synaptic Soul Podcast, where science meets spirit and they totally make out. I'm Ava Marie Anderson, your quantum-loving, spiritually savage bestie, here to prove your energy isn't mystical, it is measurable. And oh, quick heads up, if you hear snoring or grunting or a dramatic sigh mid-download, that is not a ghost in the machine. It's just my Frenchie co-hosts, Rocky and Rambo, vibing at their own frequency. Let's dive in. Before we dive in, let me just say, yes, I do sound a little stuffy today. I've got a cold and she is running the show, and so we are just doing our best. So, apologies in advance for any nasal ASMR moments. I promise it is still me, just in my winter season human body era. But let's get into why December rolls in every year like some sort of uninvited cosmic auditor. Like, there we are, vibing with our peppermint mocha, scrolling our way through holiday chaos, and then suddenly our entire lives start flashing before our eyes, and basically the ghost of Christmas choices. Like, December does this. It hits with the subtlety of a sledgehammer wrapped in tinsel, but here's the thing. It is not just the end of the calendar year. Like, December has a very specific energetic signature. It is threshold month, a collective exhale, a psychological tuning point baked into both of our biology and our spiritual architecture. So, whether or not you're consciously tracking the year's closing arc, your body actually is. Like, humans evolved by paying attention to the cycles, light shifts, temperature changes, food availability, migratory patterns, seasonal rituals, like all of which govern survival. Your nervous system doesn't need a planner. You know what? It already knows. So when we hit December, there's this visceral sense of completion that comes online. Like, our circadian rhythms shift with the light, and serotonin production, dips a little bit, and melatonin actually rises, and your dopamine just steadies. And your nervous system, which spends the rest of the year in like go and perform and produce and panic and then repeat, it suddenly slips into reflection mode. And this is why you wake up on December 4th like, oh, is my life actually working? Like, it's not existential dread, not entirely anyway. It is biology doing what biology does. So, your brain has a whole strategy for endings, and it loves them. Like, it seeks them out, it organizes reality around them. So your hippocampus, that little seahorse-shaped memory librarian, it kicks into high gear in December to consolidate the entire year's experiences. Like, this is the month where your brain tries to close those open loops and categorize themes and assign meaning and decide who the hell you are even after the last 12 months of plot twists and main character development. Like, we are meaning-making creatures, and endings are a psychological space where identity gets updated. Like, this is why December feels like you are doing everything from reevaluating your relationships to cleaning your pantry to considering getting bangs. Like, the brain is literally trying to end cycles so that you can start new ones. It's like a housekeeping month for all of your consciousness. But here's where the science meets spirit. Like, the reason December feels so intense isn't just the neural bookkeeping. It's like human consciousness has always treated the winter season as a portal, like a threshold or a liminal zone. And your ancestors marked this time with ritual and reflection and storytelling and rest and soul inventory and then preparation for rebirth. So, thousands of years of human experience have imprinted this season with the meaning of closure and renewal. Like, you're not imagining the weight of it, you're just tapping into a collective memory. And today specifically really hits as like the first real oh shit moment of the month. It's that, I don't know, like early December awareness kind of clicks in. Like, the year is actually ending, guys. Like, the momentum of the year is slowing down. Like, the introspection begins to deepen and the urge to inventory your life gets a little bit louder. Like, this is when people start reconsidering habits and relationships and boundaries and dreams and timelines, like all of it. And the pressure isn't personal. It's just cyclical. Because here's the truth. Like, December isn't asking you to be perfect. It's asking you to be present, to witness how far you've come, and to acknowledge what needs closing, not from shame, but from sovereignty. It's a mirror month, it's not a verdict. So if you're like feeling the pressure right now, good. It means you're alive and you're awake and you're paying attention. Like, welcome to your soul audit. Quick pause because my next plot twist is coming for your bookshelf. My debut book, For the Plot, drops spring 2026, and it is part memoir, part fiction, and fully unhinged spiritual awakening. It's heartbreak and humor and holy chaos all rolled into one delicious disaster. So if you've ever burned your life down and called it character development, this one is for you. For the Plot, coming soon. Get on the list at avamarieanderson.com. Let's talk about why your brain treats December like its annual systems update. Like, maybe you didn't schedule it in and you definitely didn't approve it, but you're over here trying to enjoy gingerbread and mind your own business, but your nervous system's in the back like, actually, it is time to review every decision that you have made since January. And the wild part is not because you're dramatic, it's because your biology is. Like, the human brain is obsessed with closure. Like, deeply, pathologically obsessed. It is wired for completion in the way that I am wired for matcha lattes. Like, this is where the Zeigarnik effect comes in. It's this psychological phenomenon that shows that the brain fixates more intensely on things that are unfinished than things that are actually complete. Like, your mind treats the open loops like a threat, and it'll poke you and prod you and keep you up at night and replay old conversations and revisit missed opportunities and rehearse imaginary endings just to achieve some sort of resolution. So when December hits, the brain doesn't go, oh, what a cozy month. It goes, oh, time to close all the loops. And then suddenly everything becomes a task, like your habits and your relationships and your goals and your self-worth and your trauma and your frickin' kitchen pantry. Like, the brain wants it all sorted before the metaphorical clock resets. And it's not just psychological, it is neurological. Like, memory consolidation mode is basically activated. Your hippocampus, which handles memory and meaning making, it becomes very active in the final stretch of the year. Like, December is essentially the recap episode of your life where your brain is trying to make sense of the storyline. And this is when it asks things like, what did we learn? Or what did we survive? Or what did we create? Or what do we never want to do again? You start thinking about who hurt us and who helped us and who absolutely needs to be blocked. Like, your brain's not trying to torment you. It's trying to refine your identity because your identity is built through memory, and memory becomes stable at endings. Like, your nervous system's not neutral about endings. Well, let's get nerdy for a second. So your vagus nerve, your body's main communication highway between the brain and the gut, plays a huge role in how you process reflection. So when endings approach, the vagus nerve becomes more sensitive and your heart rate variability shifts and your breathing pattern changes and your intuition certainly heightens and emotional recall just intensifies. And this is why December feels like your emotions are sitting right under your skin. Your body is literally trying to sync your emotional experiences with your cognitive understanding of them. And that's a process known as integration. And because the brain loves a good prediction, it uses December's reflections to then forecast the future. Like, the nervous system goes, if we understood what happened this year, maybe next year won't blindside us. And spoiler alert, it probably will, but the intention's still sweet. So let's just bring in the woo. Like, this is responsibly and scientifically. So in spiritual traditions, endings represent liminal space. It's the in-between, the threshold or the portal. And what do we know from quantum physics? It's that reality changes at thresholds. Like, consciousness becomes more fluid, possibilities widen, our perception of self becomes more malleable. So when your brain becomes reflective and your nervous system becomes alert, what you're actually experiencing is a biological, spiritual, just synchronization event. Like, your physical system and your energetic system are doing the same thing, and it's basically clearing your cache. And this is why you suddenly become more intuitive in December, and why dreams get weirder, and synchronicities ramp up, and why your ex texted you today, and the boundary between conscious and subconscious thins. Like, not because the universe is punishing you, but because your system is more permeable. Like, December isn't just the end. It's a pattern recognition portal. Like your brain at its most perceptive at endings. Like it sees the repeating cycles, it notices the lessons, and it finally understands the flags that it ignored back in June. And this clarity is what makes December feel like a soul audit. And it's not because you did anything wrong, but because your system is preparing you to do the things with intention from here on forward. You know how everybody loves to say love and light? Yeah, but what about the black holes? Like, this is where Morgan Garza comes in, the shadow work queen herself. Her podcast, Love, Light, and Black Holes, is where mysticism meets the messy middle. Morgan dives into the real work, the grief, the rage, and the rebirths, and somehow makes it sound like a damn revolution. So if you're ready to stop spiritually bypassing and actually integrate your darkness, go check out Love, Light, and Black Holes with Morgan Garza, available wherever you listen. December's the only month where your brain and your nervous system and your soul and the quantum field all start doing choreographed choreography like they're auditioning for some sort of metaphysical, flash mob. Like you start feeling this weird internal urgency, and it's not panic and it's not excitement, but it's like this deep low hum of something is shifting. And you're not imagining it. Like December is a pressure cooker because endings create choice points. Like those moments where your timelines fork, they multiply and collapse and rearrange themselves based on your state of consciousness. Now let's talk quantum mechanics for a second, but in a way that won't make your eyes glaze over like you're back in high school physics. I get it. So at its core, quantum theory tells us that reality exists as a field of probabilities until consciousness interacts with it. Like you don't just observe reality, you shape reality. And then when we get to the end of the cycle, whether it's a month or a year or a season or a storyline, the field becomes more malleable. Like endings destabilize the old timeline, which makes new possibilities more accessible. And so December energetically is a timeline transition zone. And it's not like manifestation aesthetic Pinterest quote energy. It is neuroscience and quantum expression and human psychology all colliding into one big cosmic smoothie. Like your identity and your beliefs and your emotional body and your energetic field all become more transparent, which means they can organize more efficiently. It's like your operating system is updating and the the installation wizard pops up like, "Hey, choose your next reality." And because humans are chronological little gremlins, like we care deeply about temporal boundaries. So at the end of a year, it feels significant because the collective consciousness has decided that it is. Like 7 billion people syncing their awareness around the idea of the year ending creates a massive energetic imprint. So translation, the field just gets loud in December. And like it feels like you're being pushed to get your life together. Like, have you noticed that? Like in December feels like, I don't know, like this sudden clarity. Or maybe it's even sudden panic. Or maybe it's even just the urge to burn your entire life down and start over. Well, it's because your identity, the story that you have been telling yourself all year, has finally finished loading. And your system is like, oh, are we going to keep this version or not? And then your brain begins comparing who you thought you'd be in January to who you actually are now. And while sometimes they match, yay, often they don't. Like, yes, less yay, but like deeply honest. And when they don't match, the psyche enters a state called identity dissonance, and it's a discomfort that forces that recalibration. This is why December is full of those big decisions or breakups or breakthroughs or resignations or epiphanies or glow-ups or breakdowns and you know what, and maybe I think I'm going to move across the country and change my entire life moment. Like you start subconsciously evaluating what beliefs are expired and what habits don't match who I am anymore, and maybe what relationships no longer resonate, or what dreams aren't even mine, or what timelines feel too small for me, or what version of me am I done performing. And it's not you being dramatic, it's you stepping into coherence. And regardless of whether or not your ancestors were Celtic or African or Nordic or Indigenous or Mesoamerican or Asian or Middle Eastern, whatever lineage you carry, there is a universal truth. Like ancient people treated the end of a cycle as a sacred choice making space. They knew that endings had power, that the veil thinned, that consciousness opened, that rituals of closure shaped the future. And because epigenetics is real and their memory is in your DNA, these instincts rise when the cycles close. And this is why December stirs something primal. It's that sense that you must choose who you will become. Like you're not being pushed, you're just being invited. The December squeeze isn't punishment, it's just potential. It's the universe holding a door open while whispering, who do you want to be next? This is why December feels like a manifestation deadline, even though time is fake. It is your system recognizing a portal. All right, let's talk about the emotional luggage that you are still trying to check onto this flight, because nothing, and I mean nothing, stirs up old wounds and unresolved feelings or ancient patterns quite like the last month of the year. So here's the cosmic tea. The emotional system and the nervous system process endings and meaning at the same time, which means December is basically a peak season for your psyche to drag unresolved mysteries out of the archive room and plop them onto your desk like, surprise, we still care about all of this. And then your limbic system, the emotional command center, becomes more activated during periods of reflection. And then what do we know? Like December is a culturally reinforced reflection zone. It's when the mind starts consolidating memory and the emotional body joins in. And you remember not just what happened, but how it felt and what it meant and what it changed in you. And this is why December has that big, I'm suddenly thinking about that one breakup from 2018 for no reason energy. It's why grief resurfaces, or why nostalgia hits like a tidal wave, or loneliness feels sharper, or unresolved conversations just itch under your skin, or why your attachment system gets louder. Or like even just why the holidays feel both connective and confronting. It's not regression, it's integration. Like polyvagal theory has now entered the chat. So when the nervous system senses an ending, it tries to complete unfinished emotional loops too. And your vagus nerve, that emotional regulator, is super chatty in December. Like it pulls forward emotional material that wasn't fully processed the first time around. And it can look like feeling more sensitive or reactive, or getting triggered by things that normally wouldn't bother you, or just craving connection while also wanting solitude. Maybe it's even just revisiting past wounds with new clarity, or feeling stuck between who you were and who you're becoming. Like your body's not malfunctioning, it's reorganizing. And this is your system trying to do emotional quality control before your next chapter begins. And holiday triggers aren't just cultural, they're also biological. Like, we're entering a season built on ritual and family patterns and ancestral traditions and old roles and unspoken expectations. Like, the holidays have a way of putting you right back into the emotional posture that you held as a kid, which is why even the most healed person can suddenly feel 12 years old when they're at the dinner table. And like December activates that attachment pattern or abandonment wound or childhood coping mechanism or that generational survival strategy or your family of origin storyline, and even the witch wound, especially around rest and worthiness and visibility. And yeah, even financially. Like the witch wound shows up as I should be productive, or I should be doing more, rest equals laziness, or I'll matter when I earn it. Like December loves to illuminate the ways that capitalism hijacked your nervous system. And spiritually, it's the shadow season. Like across ancient cultures, the darkest days of the year were the time when people met their shadows, literally and metaphorically. Like the season has always been associated with the underworld and the subconscious and the unknown and the ancestral realm. So when the literal light diminishes, the inner light has to brighten. And the psyche becomes more transparent, like inner truth becomes more audible. The subconscious becomes more accessible. So your old wounds aren't resurfacing to punish you, they're surfacing because they finally feel safe enough to be seen. And this is December's gift. Like it reveals the emotional debris that can't come with you into your next timeline. Like you're not spiraling, you're shedding, you're integrating, you're remembering yourself. Like December's not the month where everything falls apart. It's the month where everything that was silently weighing you down reveals itself so that you can put it down consciously. It's the emotional inventory that's not a burden, but more like a liberation. You ever wish your spiritual practice came with a push notification? Same. That is why I live on the Sage app. It's like a digital mystery school and a self-care sanctuary had a baby. You'll find rituals, live classes, moon circles, and daily practices from some of the most badass teachers in the spiritual space. And yeah, I'm one of them. I host the live new moon manifestation clubs, plus courses and activations that blend neuroscience, quantum mechanics, and ancient magic. It's basically science with a side of witchcraft. So come hang with me live on the next new moon inside Sage. Download the app in the App Store or Google Play, and let's just get your energy right and your rituals tight and your frequency lit. This final stretch of the year isn't about proving anything. It's about integrating. It's about closing what's ready to be closed and honoring what shaped you and consciously deciding what version of yourself is walking into this next chapter. And contrary to popular belief, integration isn't just a vibe, it is a biological and spiritual process. So let's just start with the nervous system. So regulate first, reflect second. Like trying to reflect while dysregulated is basically like trying to have a deep conversation while somebody is actively just throwing oranges at your head. Like your prefrontal cortex, the reasoning and planning and perspective taking part of your brain goes offline when your stress response is activated. And so before you journal yourself into an existential crisis, get your body on board. And the few tools that actually matter are just exhale focused breathing. So a long exhale, that is a vagus nerve activation. And then it calms your body, which then clears your mind. Or do some hand over heart grounding, basically telling your system that we are safe enough to feel this. Or getting sunshine first thing in the morning. That resets your serotonin and your circadian rhythm. And then just simply walking. Literally one of the most effective ways to regulate your nervous system chaos is walking. You can evaluate your life from fight or flight. Regulation is non-negotiable. Regulation is the doorway to truth. And then do a micro reflection, not like a year-end spiritual autopsy. You don't need to dissect all 365 days like you are writing a dissertation. December is not demanding a PhD level thesis. It's asking you, what did this year teach you? What did this year take from you? What did this year give you? And what is no longer yours to carry? And what identity did you outgrow? And who did you surprise by becoming who you are? Reflection doesn't mean reenacting your suffering. It just means retrieving your wisdom. So spiritually, rituals work because the brain loves symbolic completion. When you create a ritual of closure, you satisfy both your psychological need for meaning and your spiritual need for coherence. So a few rituals that hit in December is maybe take a I'm not taking this with me list. Write everything down, behaviors and beliefs and patterns and fears and relationships and versions of yourself that don't align with who you're becoming. And then burn it or shred it or bury it or freeze it or whatever ritual feels aligned. Your subconscious registers symbolic acts as real. Or do like this little timeline selection moment. Ask yourself, what future am I energetically choosing right now? And then feel it and sense it and then anchor it into your body. Because quantum reality responds to embodied intention, not to wishful thinking. And then do an ancestral acknowledgement. Light a candle. Whisper gratitude to the ones who walked before you. Like you're not closing this year alone. You're doing it with every ancestor who prayed for you to live freely in ways that they could not. And then maybe just do a somatic reset. Shake your body, move, stretch, cry, laugh. Get that emotional residue out of your tissues. Like trauma is stored in your body, but so is your liberation. Like the goal isn't reinvention. It's just coherence. Like you don't need to become a brand new person next year. You simply need to become the version of yourself that matches the truth that you have already grown into. Like December's not here to judge you. It's not here to measure your productivity, and it's not here to show you where you failed. It is here to show you though what is finished. Like, you don't have to hustle your way into a new chapter. You just have to stop dragging the last one behind you. Like, walk into this next timeline lightly, not empty, just lighter. Not perfect, just clearer. And not endlessly striving, just consciously choosing. Like, if this year cracks you open, good. Your light gets out of that way. Like if December feels like a soul audit, it's because you're being invited to meet the next version of yourself with intention, not with avoidance. Like close the chapter with love, step through the portal with courage, and remember that endings aren't endings. They're just announcements of who you're becoming. You have been listening to the Synaptic Soul podcast, where science meets spirit and they totally make out. If this episode hit your frequency, do me a favor, rate it, review it, and share it with your fellow quantum weirdos. It helps the wavelength reach more souls. And if you caught a little snoring, that wasn't a portal, just my Frenchies Rocky and Rambo offering background blessings. Music is Cheat Code by 1,000 Hands, used under Creative Commons. And I am Ava Marie Anderson. Stay weird, stay wired, and keep making out with your higher self.